now that we've talked about abstract art, you guys are going to get to make your own abstract paintings for your backgrounds of your three-dimensional one-point perspective drawings. So you're going to get a piece of watercolor paper, and you're going to learn 4 different types of watercolor techniques today. We're going to use temper cakes, very similar to watercolors. So you're going to learn the salt technique, the blotting technique, the variegated wash, and the wet on wet. So you want to figure out what color you're going to use, what color scheme you're going to use, and you want to try to put it all together, make it fit well together, make it harmonize. This is called unity. Unity is a principle of design. So you want to make it fit well together. It should blend well together and look like a painting that's supposed to all fit well together. So you're going to start off by picking the colors you want to use. I'm going to use orange, and I'm first going to show you variegated wash. So you're just going to start out by painting a color. You can paint it any way you want. I'm just doing it horizontally. And then you're going to choose a second color, and you're going to paint so it goes a little bit over top of the first color, and it starts to blend. Then grab that first color, put it over top, and grab the second color. That is variegated wash. So in order for me to make this feel finished and put together, I might do that on the bottom too, to make it feel unified. Alright, so that's variegated wash. The next one that I'm going to show you is called wet on wet. And you can do this 2 ways. You can start off by painting your paper with just water. And then you can choose to drop down a color. What I mean by dropping down a color is taking a color that you really like and placing it down. It'll start to spread. You can do that, or you can do it on top of something you've already painted. So as long as it is still wet, let's pretend this is still wet, I can take that color and drop it down on another layer. That is called wet on wet. Now I'm going to show you the blotted technique. So you can start with a color, paint it on, make sure it's really wet, and then take your paper towel, scrunch it up, and blot. This is going to give you a texture, kind of like clouds. That looks really cool. And there you've got your blotting technique. So now you've got the variegated wash, the wet on wet, the blotting, and now I'm going to show you how to do salt. So the last one, you're going to paint. Make sure that it is wet when you use the salt, and you're just going to sprinkle a little salt on the top. What the salt is going to do is kind of soak up some of that water and leave tiny light white speckles all over your paper. More examples of some abstract paintings that I've done for this particular project. Here's my final product with my three-dimensional one-point perspective drawing on top. But I've just kind of blended it all together to make it feel like it's one big painting.